Hey everybody, it's Cass here. I'm going to be doing an unboxing video today, or a partial unboxing. It's already kind of open. I haven't taken anything out yet though, so I'm just as excited as you guys are. This is going to be an unboxing video plus a somewhat of a review, I guess, of the, as you can see in the title, the Platinum 3776 Century Shiun. The newest release in that series. I don't know what the series is called. But this was a total impulse purchase. It took me 6 hours to decide that I wanted to buy this pen. I saw somebody post a video on Facebook of them twirling it around in their fingers in the sunlight, and it was so gorgeous that I just decided I had to have it because it's my favorite color, and it's way prettier in my opinion than the other models of the, the Century line that I've seen. So I bought it from Cult Pens, which was about $50 cheaper than the American price, once it's converted from pounds to dollars. So it was about $50 cheaper than what it retails for here in America. And the shipping was super fast. I only ordered this 2 days ago, and it got from England to Tennessee here in 2 days with DHL. So I'm extremely impressed with that. I didn't order any special shipping. I guess they just do express shipping if you're over a certain price point, which I guess I was, because I also ordered a couple of notebooks. So here we go. So I ordered here's the boring stuff, just some Leuchtturm softcover A5 notebooks. These are what I use to journal, and I'm also going to use these in videos, and just for notes and, stuff like that. So those are not the most exciting part of the package. Oh, here we go. So I'll get to that in just a second. It comes with a little smiley face paper clip. Huh, that's interesting. Comes off. Anyway, okay, that's not part of this. Set that over there on the side of the way. Here we go. It's here. Okay. So I guess people typically talk about the boxes in these types of videos. So it's purple, as you can see, with some patterns on here, like kind of the facet pattern, I guess, that the actual pen comes with. And I ordered it in broad. It's 3776 Shiun. We've got that. Here we go. It's so pretty. I'm scared to touch it. Okay, so I'm just gonna set that over there. It felt kind of heavy. So here's the box. I know there are some goodies underneath here. Comes with a cartridge and some literature. And I did order some cartridges off Amazon as well, because I reuse cartridges. I suck the ink out of the cartridges, and then I put my own bottled ink in there. I am not a fan of piston or vacuumatic or aromatic or converter. I don't like those types of refilling methods, and they're harder to clean. For me, it's just faster to use a bulb syringe to flush out the ink and then just reuse cartridges. So that's what I do. So I just ordered some cartridges from Amazon, which actually came in today, so that worked out very nicely. So I'm gonna put some ink in one of those cartridges for the next part of the video. So here's this little card. Purple clouds. Nice little picture of the pen there. That is really pretty. And then the user's manual, which I'm probably not going to look at. So let's get this out of the way. It is actually, that's a really nice box. Could probably use that for a couple different things. I'll probably repurpose that into something else. That's a nice quality box. It's not flimsy at all. It's really hard. And it's my favorite color. All right, so here we go. Oh, I'm so nervous. It feels heavier than I thought it would, which is a good thing. It feels very durable. So again, I got the broad. Let's take this off. So pretty. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, look at that nib. That is so pretty. That feels good too. See, that feels really nice actually. So whenever I was looking up this pen, because I do have some requirements before I purchase pens that I have learned from in the past. The pen cannot be too heavy or else I won't use it because my hand will tire out. Look at the light on that. Let me take the converter out. It's like shaking around. But this pen is very, very lightweight, which is good. And then the cap is 11 grams by itself, which is heavy for a cap, in my opinion, for me anyway. And I usually, well, it depends on the pen. I usually post my pens. So I was worried about the cap weight, but it's not. It is not as heavy feeling as whoa, that just popped right out. Okay. It's not as heavy feeling as I thought it would be. This will be very comfortable to write with, I think. Oh, that is so beautiful. I haven't written with it yet, so I don't know how the nib is, but just going off looks, I do not regret this purchase. That is a beautiful, beautiful pen. So pretty. Oh, this nib. Oh, it's so cute. I love it. And here's the converter. And like I said, I do not use converters, so this will probably just go into the box, never to be seen again, because I don't use those. So, oh, this is super exciting. Let me get a notebook because I always like to run the nib over some paper before I ink it up with a new pen anyway, just to see if I feel any scratchiness. And I don't. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to, oh, I can't stop turning it. That is so beautiful. I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to ink up this gorgeous pen. Oh, that looks so nice. And I will be back with a mini review. So I'll see you in a little bit. Hey everybody, I'm back. So I have got the pen inked up. It is inked up currently with my favorite ink of all time, Diatramentus Aubergine. I did initially ink it up with Urbine Poisson de Lune, but it just, I didn't like the ink. So I switched it. I should have just used aubergine first. Never can go wrong with that one. So it's inked up right now. The ink color is still not totally aubergine, so it's a weird mix between the two, but I'll deal with it for the video. So before I got into the writing review, or just, you know, I'm not going to review it, I'm just going to show you guys how it writes. I wanted to show you the color comparison between two of the safaris I own. So I have there is a giant hair there, excuse that. I've got the dark lilac safari, and then I have the new candy violet safari, and I wanted to compare the colors for you guys. I'm going to try to lift this up here. They look a little darker on camera than they do in real life, all three. But I would say that the violet is a little closer in color to the Shiun. The dark lilac is a little warmer than the Shiun. Also, this is obviously transparent, but yeah, just color-wise, I'd say these two are closest. And they're actually quite similar in size, just about the same, actually. So if you own a safari and you're considering this pen, they are about the same size. And let's look at posted. So the platinum is actually a little shorter posted, which it's so comfy to write with. I'm really surprised how comfortable it is. Posted it is, now that I did write with it some after, you know, I ended the first part of the video, and it is a little top heavy when it's posted for me after I was writing with it, but nothing too bad. It's so comfortable to write with without the cap on. You know, it's not bad to write with the cap on either. It's comfortable both ways. I may not post it though a ton, just because I don't want to potentially wear down the finish where the inner cap is. Well, it'd be up here, I think, but anyway, that's not relevant. So I'm gonna do a little bit of writing with it, and like again, I have the aubergine ink in here by Detrimentus, and it's a really dark reddish purple ink. It's my favorite ink of all time. So I guess I don't even know what I'm gonna write. Oh, all right, so let me zoom in. Okay, I'll try to keep it centered. Sorry about the shaking. Okay, here we go. Whoa, there's no I in there. So that is the broad. I meant to do that. I always forget to cross my T's. And again, that's a weird mixture of Poisson de Lune and aubergine. So this is the broad nib. And I do want to compare it to some of my other pens. So I've got my dark lilac here, and I have a fine nib on this one right now, and this is also inked with Detrimentus aubergine. So this is my Lamy Safari, dark lilac, and this is a fine nib. And aubergine is very wet, so that fine looks kind of broad. It's actually very similar. It looks the same, actually. Oh, that's nice. I really like this nib. I was really worried that it was going to have a very small sweet spot or it was going to be scratchy, but I can turn this nib either which way when I write with it. As in, like, I can write with it straight on like this, I can turn it a little bit like this, or I can even write with it at a high angle, and it doesn't scratch or catch on the paper at all. It is smooth. It has a little bit of feedback, which I've never really had in a pen. So it's interesting and I like it. It feels really nice to write with. It's so smooth. I'm very happy with this nib. And like I said, I was kind of worried. I have owned a few different Japanese pens, and I'm not gonna say disappointed, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. I've owned a Metropolitan, a Vanishing Point, a Decimo. I've owned a Sailor Pro Gear, a Slim, and the Sailor nib I wasn't a fan. It had a very tiny sweet spot, and it was scratchy if you didn't write with it exactly the right way, and I didn't like that. So I didn't use it that often. I eventually sold it. And the Vanishing Point, I don't know, I didn't like writing with that. The Decimo, didn't like writing with that. I sold one and returned one. And I don't know, I just haven't had much luck with Japanese pens, so I was a bit leery of this one. But I'm happy to report that this one is a keeper. The nib is so nice, and I really feel like I'm going to use this a lot every day in journaling. It's so nice. I'm so happy with it. And I'm not. I'm not going to test the flex of it. I never flex my pens. I don't care at all about flex, or if a pen has flex. So I'm not going to do that because I don't want to potentially damage the tines. So you can watch another video with that and see if it has any flex. I'm not going to flex this nib, but it is as I was expecting for a broad with a Japanese. I'd heard different things. I'd heard that the platinum broad was the same as like a Western broad, which I wasn't quite sure I believed that. But it's kind of like it's like a wet fine, or kind of like not a wet medium. I don't know. It's hard to describe. But also the Lamy nibs can be a little inconsistent. Plus this ink is super wet. So that fine actually might be a tiny bit broader than the broad. I don't know, but that's the fine. So I can compare it to, let me compare some other ones I have. So yeah, this is my Delta. I'll do my Lamy. I'll do a broad nib too, a Lamy broad. So I'm gonna compare with these three pens. So this is my Lamy Safari in white, my Delta Unica in matte black, which I got this from Goulet. I love this little pen. Delta no longer exists, actually. So I was glad I snagged this when I did. And then my beloved Lamy Luxe in Marron. So let us compare as well. And for the record, I did not know that platinum cartridges came with a little metal ball in them, and I'm obsessed. Listen to this. Do you hear that? It sounds like a paint can. I'm writing with a paint can. I love that. I can't stop shaking it. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in again. Sorry for the shaking. Okay. And I'll be done soon. I don't want this video to be too long like my last one. And I'll just write broad. I forgot Shiun, but that's okay. Here's the cap. Okay. And then I'll do my Unica. So this is my, like I said, Delta Unica. It is a fine nib, and it's kind of stubby, I think, in my opinion. And this is, I'll write the ink next to it. This is the Iroshizuku Amairo ink, which this was a sample. I don't particularly like it. I don't know why. I'm just not into this ink, but I'm going to try to use the sample up because I'm notorious for inking one cartridge with a sample and then giving the sample away. So I'm going to try to use it up so I don't waste my $2 that I spent on it at Goulet, my hard-earned $2. I'm super inconsistent with what I'm writing here, but it's okay. So I have Lamy Peridot inked in my marron, and I love this green. I'm not a green person at all, but I'm obsessed with this ink. I love it. And it looks a tiny bit darker in the video than it actually is, just for the record. So lastly, I've got my Lamy Safari. This has Corail de Tropiques, and that's horrible. And this is actually a broad nib. Now that looks super orange. This ink is not actually that orange. It's a little more pink than that, so don't, yeah. Ooh, look how wet. Oh God, I love that. Anyway, so that's the size comparison. So I've got the broad on top for my platinum. I have the Delta Unica fine below that, a Lamy medium, and a Lamy broad. So I'd say the Delta is actually a little thinner than the platinum, but I don't know if that Amairo is just not as wet or gushy as the aubergine ink. It might be that, but I don't know. I'm really satisfied with how broad this nib is, or not necessarily how broad, but I'm happy with it. It's not too broad, it's not too narrow. I'm still gonna get shading with other inks when I eventually ink it up with a different ink, which I'm a sucker for shading. Shading and wetness are the only two things I care about in an ink. If it doesn't shade, that's okay, as long as it's wet and a nice color, I'll dig it. If it's not wet though, I won't even consider it. So yeah, that looks nice. I really like that width. I'm happy I got this. Zoom out some. Very happy that I bought this. So I think that's all for this. Like I said, I'm not going to do like a super in-depth review and go over measurements and everything. That's, you know, available in a lot of websites online. I just wanted to do a quick, you know, my thoughts on it, how it wrote, compare it to the other purples I have, because I can never have enough purples. And like I said, that is really dark. It's not actually that dark, but it is a very, very beautiful pen. It is an expensive pen. It retails for $470 in America, but like I said, I got it for $50 cheaper from Colt Pens. So if you want a little discount, I might order from them. They do express shipping, I guess, because of the cost. So I got it in 2 days, which I was very pleasantly surprised with. So it's a really nice pen. There are no flaws that I can see. I really hope that this pen lasts me. I hope to use it for a really long time because I really, really like it. And look at that. It's so beautiful. And I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just so pretty. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you can ask me and I'll try to take pictures or answer or anything. I'm probably going to post a more in-depth review than what this video covered on my blog. So, which I can link down below if you're interested at all. You can check that out, which that might take me another day or so to do this weekend. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll post more like it in the future, unboxings and reviews and things like that. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye.